I can't even begin to explain how happy it makes me that District 1 has 300 units of food right now. Now, admittedly, that is enough food to last us but a couple of days, if even that. But at the very least, we shouldn't have beavers dying of hunger anymore, which is kind of the goal. That's kind of ideal. That's kind of where we want to be. Now, what I do want to do is make sure that we never end up in a situation like the food shortage again, because that was rough. That was really quite rough. And I do want to keep growing the population. So my thinking at this point is that the best thing we could probably do would be to let all of this wheat grow, let all these carrots grow and be harvested, let all of the potatoes grow and be harvested, let everything be turned into food, and let's just see what happens. I know that's not very exciting, but that's kind of what I want to do, because this is a lot of wheat. This more than doubles the amount of wheat that we were growing before. So I'm wondering if we're going to run into a surplus of wheat again. And if we do, that's good, because it means that we can go ahead and we can get another grist mill. Now, it is probably worth keeping in mind that there is some math that could be done, right? I could work out the approximate math and I could say, well, I have this many tiles of wheat. It grows every X number of days. It produces Y number of wheat, which will then produce Z number of bread. Or, well, flour, which will then produce, you know, a number of bread. But the point being, I don't really want to do that math, because that doesn't sound very exciting to me. Even if I could, you know, I could do it off camera. I could figure it out eventually. I just don't want to do it. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't sound very interesting. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm not going to do that math, and we're just going to see what happens. But what we can do, and what I do think would be a good idea, is I want to come over here, and I want to do, well, a couple of things. I want to get a forester, as I've mentioned before, and I'm considering putting a forester over here, because I think over here would be an interesting place for it. Because we could essentially just have a whole bunch of trees in this whole area and have all of them get gathered at some point, and then turn this whole space into farmland. And I really like that idea. But the thing is, we kind of need power over here. So we need to get more logs delivered to this space, because a forester is going to require some planks. So my thinking is that what we could probably do, because we do have some planks in storage, is we can go back to District 1 and we can just set up another trade route. And I'm also going to put more workers in there, because I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. So we'll head over to District number 2. We'll select this guy. We're going to say, let's see. Planks. Okay. We're going to go to this right here. Actually, what do I need to look at? This guy. Limits, where are planks? Planks are here. So the upper on this, I want to be like 25, because this place is going to start producing its own planks in time. So we don't need to be delivering too many of them. But what we can do, and what I think I'm going to do, is I am going to build a forester over here. I think this is probably a good spot for it. And I kind of like the idea of putting it like right there. I think that's kind of a cool spot. Now, obviously, there's a good number of trees and berries here, but I think what I'm going to do is, well, I could gather those, couldn't I? Let's mark some resources for demolition here. Let's mark those ones, and those will go away quite quickly because we have a good number of beavers over here. And what we can do is just bring a little path sort of over this way. Actually, something just like that, and we can get rid of that one, and I can go ahead and just throw a little gatherer flag right about there, and that'll cover this area, which is fantastic. And I could actually go ahead and also throw down a lumberjack flag as well, and just mark up those birch trees to be chopped down. In fact, honestly, I mean, I don't know how far the lumberjack thing is going to go. Probably not as far as I'd like, but if it's this, if it's roughly in that space, let's see. Give me a lumberjack flag. We could probably put another one down. To be honest, we could put it like, honestly, sort of tuck it in there. That's kind of a cool spot. So we'll throw one there, and we'll go ahead and just extend a little path out to that flag. We'll extend this path over to about there, and we'll go ahead and say that we want to delete those resources as well. And then that entire area is just going to be marked for wood cutting, and that's fine by me. So essentially, all of this space up to about there and all of that space can be used for wood cutting. And also this is getting built, which is lovely. That's not essential, but it's nice nonetheless, although I would like to make sure that different things are prioritized. So that's kind of a priority. Then these guys are kind of secondary priorities. In fact, these guys would be primary. And I guess these guys would kind of be secondary as well. So we'll get that set up so it gets built in the right order. And we can also go ahead and just bring you over like that. And that's a fine little setup, I think. That is... yeah, that's fine by me. Once these trees are gone, once the berries are gone, we can go ahead and just mark the resources for demolition. We'll get rid of the gatherer. And honestly, we could probably put another lumberjack flag sort of down there. And we'll maybe have 2 or 3 lumberjacks in this whole space. But that's you know, going to take a little bit of time, so we'll not worry too much about it. My plan for all of this space... ooh, we have a delivery coming in. Well, that's good. That's kind of what we're looking for. We got some logs, we got some planks. That should go really nicely for all of this construction. We have some planks going in there as well. So that's good. We have some construction going on. That's absolutely perfect. And honestly, the extra logs from down here and down here will probably help this on a fair little bit, because I reckon it might give us enough to actually get the lumber mill up and going. At the very least, it's going to give us enough to get the 2 water wheels going, which is fantastic news. But my hope for this entire space, I guess, is that we end up with irrigation towers. I want to basically irrigate this entire area of land. All of this, and maybe some stuff up here as well, because I want to put some just huge areas of farmland in here. And eventually I'm going to set it up so that District 2 is sending a lot of food to District 1. Because I think that's probably going to go really well for us. Because District 1, yes, it has a lot of food production now, right? It actually has a lot of food right now, and a lot of that is bread. But I want to make sure that it, you know, stays good. I want to make sure that the district actually ends up okay and doesn't just completely fall apart again once the next drought comes along, or I decide to push the population up a little bit, which honestly I'm not going to do, but even still, you know, better to be cautious about these things is what I'm thinking, right? It's better to be safe than sorry with this whole thing. Also, this is kind of cool that this is coming along really nicely. So that's good. This guy will get built eventually as well. And this is about to get power. So you actually have someone working there. That's good. We should maybe look into some haulers around here, but I think we're okay. We'll get some planks down here at the very least, which is great. This guy's going to need 20 gears, but otherwise everything else is done. So we'll get those planks produced, and I guess eventually taken over here to build a forester, which is great. So what I can actually do at this point, I guess, is start marking more resources for demolition. So all of those guys can go away. We're going to need some paths coming over here as well, but that's fine. All of those guys can go. And I guess what we'll do for the paths is just sort of straight over like this. We can go sort of straight up like that as well. We can bring this path straight over to there. And that kind of works out, I think. That's not a bad place for it. If we want, oh no, there's a drought in 3 days. Oh no. That actually has me, ooh, wait, districts need to be separated by a gate. That's, okay. So that isn't going to exist there. That's fine. That is totally fine. We'll just do a little, staircase right there. So that's going to be another way for people to get in here, which is totally okay. This place is going to be okay during a drought. My worry is about over here. Although admittedly, I mean, this is full, which is fine. I don't know. I don't know about this. I also don't know where all my gears are going. Are we moving? We aren't moving gears to District 2, are we? No. So where would my, oh, they're going over here, aren't they? Yeah, they're going in there and they're going in there. Okay. That's fine. Metal blocks are definitely going to need to be a thing. This needs 20 gears. Okay. So gears are getting consumed. That's fine. Oh man. I am slightly tempted to add a bunch more small water water tanks. I'm very tempted. We have enough logs to do it. I could just add a row of them along here, which I don't think would be a bad idea. We could add some over here as well, which, yes, it's a little bit far away from everything, but no, I don't think it would be a bad idea. We could get some sort of in there as well, which I don't hate the idea of doing either. We could get a few over here. I actually think here is going to be a pretty good spot for them. Yeah, I think there's kind of a decent spot. And what we could do is maybe, I don't know, one there if I wanted to, one back there if I really wanted to. We'll just bring sort of a path over like this, and that'll be another 4 at the very least, and it'll be a source of water kind of close to these guys as well, which is probably a good thing too. So we'll see how that plays out. We at least have the logs for it, which is fantastic. Oh, do we need them up here? Because we could do a bunch of them up here too. I just don't know. I really don't know. I mean, these guys are mostly full. This guy was sort of full. This one's getting there. We need enough water to last through the drought, you know? That's kind of the big deal, is getting enough water that's actually going to last. Although I guess we could send some from here. I don't know. I think it's probably too late to stock up on massive amounts of water anyway. I think we're kind of going to be at the point where whatever we have is whatever we're going to have for the drought. At the very least, we have a good amount of food. And at the very least, assuming we don't drain this lake, most of this wheat will be okay. So we should be fine. Hopefully. I don't know. We're gonna we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens, I guess. This guy still needs gears. We're gonna have to just wait for those to get produced. Actually, yeah, this guy's still gonna consume 5 more gears, so that's fine, I suppose. As for this whole space, let's just go ahead and mark all of these for demolition as well. And let me just prioritize all of that, just so all of it kind of gets out of here as quickly as possible. Same with these guys. We'll put a little path right up to the edge there so that those all disappear. And thinking about it, what's the population in District 2 right now? So it's 30. We have no one unemployed. So we need to increase the population over here is what that tells me. Okay. That's fine. That is actually okay. We can totally do that. Oh, this is built as well. That's fantastic. Okay. Well, oh, this is built as well. Oh my God. They've really been working here. Good Lord. Okay. Let's start marking these guys for demolition. And honestly, I can't be bothered waiting for these guys, so get those out of there too. And then we'll just mark this whole area up for I guess pine trees, honestly. We'll go for the quick option. That's probably fair enough. And you know what? I'm going to throw another little water tank right here just to fill up that space. And I think what I could also do... Ooh, you know what I could do? We could go in here. We could unlock the little mini lodge. And we could do one there and one there. And just send a little path right down there to connect both of those. Just to fill up the space, you know? Just a little something to fill up that space. I could... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, get rid of you. And we can go for a normal lodge right about there. Just to use the space a little bit better. Although I could have also used that space for a staircase. Meh, it's fine. We'll not worry too much about it. I actually think I can see how I'm going to do a staircase here, and I'm going to do it now, actually. Little staircase right about here with some platforms going something like this. And, well, actually, it'd be kind of tempting to use the... Should we use the double lodges? We could. We could use double lodges. We'd have to get rid of these original ones, though. But, well, I guess there's probably no benefit to getting rid of the original ones. Although I could... I could actually do... Hold on a second. Let me go and say that I want to delete these. And I want to do double platforms. And I want to do another little staircase. And then I want to do some double lodges. And this will probably not be an amazing idea, but at the very least, it'll give us a decently high population. So 6, 12, 18, 24. That gives us plus 48 beavers over here, which might be a little bit of a drain on the resources, but I think we have a bit of a stockpile, so it should be fine, I would imagine. I would certainly hope, anyway. I'll tell you what I'm also going to do is clear out you, and we'll just throw a little mini lodge in right about there and there, just to push the population a little bit. And in terms of priorities, I think all of this, and I think all of this, all of that is a priority as well. All of those are already gone. And basically all of this space is just going to be turned into food production. That's kind of going to be the entire goal, is turning everything into food production. So hopefully it works out. The drought's going to be here in less than a day. All of this is getting towards harvest, which is fine. And these guys are not filling up. So what that tells me is that actually getting more water pumps might not be a terrible idea. Well, I say might not be a terrible idea. It's probably a terrible idea to completely overload this place with water pumps. But I also kind of want to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of want to do it. Just to really make sure that we have enough. But I also... You know what I think would be a really good idea, actually, is getting things like levees, because we haven't done much with any of this, really. We've built dams, and that's about it. Getting levees to completely block water would let us sort of reroute the water a little bit. So if we were to build some levees back here, we could, in theory, flood a massive chunk of the map if we wanted to, which I wouldn't be against doing. If I sort of blocked off this part, we could kind of have this giant lake up here if we really wanted to, assuming that's how it works. But my other thinking would be, if I got my hands on explosives, which is a very different direction to what you maybe thought I was going to go in. But if I got my hands on explosives, we could just like push a massive hole into this area and just turn that into a lake as well, which I also wouldn't be against doing. So that might be a bit of an idea. I don't know. We're gonna find out is what we're gonna do. I'm just hoping this water will last. That's kind of the big worry. I would imagine it will, but it's still a worry. It's kind of always gonna be a worry. Oh, this is all cleared. Good. This is fantastic. That's what we needed. I'll tell you what we'll do then. We have a little grill. Let's start doing more. Oh, do I want rid of this? I do kind of want rid of that as well. I want to clear all of it. So just mark all of these for demolition, and let's get that to be a priority as well. So all of those need to go, which means these gatherers need to go, as does that lumberjack. So you can go as well, which gives us a little bit more space for more water tanks. Although I don't know if we necessarily need them, but it does give us the space at least, and also a path right there, which I think is probably a decent idea. Much like putting a path back here as well, sort of just pushing it straight through. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, this entire area, my goal for this entire area is to turn it into a just farmland. That's the entire thing. It's hopefully going to be farmland, so we'll see if that works out. I'm also realizing that we probably desperately need more storage down here. So what if this space back here became storage? Also, those underground warehouses need to get some of those. But for now, I think storage would be the way to go in the form of normal little warehouses. Also some windmills, now that I think about it. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. How many beavers? Oh, hold on a minute. I think we're going to need to send more beavers down here. So let me set both of those to be priorities right now. Just so we can maybe... How many logs do we have in this district? We have 150, so we should see these things get built. Although I think we're going to have to send more beavers down there. So let's have a little look. Let's migrate 10 adult beavers down to District 2. And see if that helps them out a little bit. If we have a look at District 2, that gives us actually 17 unemployed beavers. Which yeah, that makes sense actually. We did get rid of a few gathering spots, so that's fine by me. These guys aren't getting built though, and I'm not 100% sure why. Although maybe it's because this is the priority right now. That would certainly do it, actually. That would absolutely make sense as well. So we'll get this cleared. This area is mostly clear, so let's start putting in some trees. Like I said, we'll just go for pine, I think. And the limit on the pine is going to be to about there. So all of that space and all of that space will be pine trees, as well as that part. And I think what we'll do is we'll put a little... Nothing to do in range. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. We'll get rid of you as well. I think what we'll do is we'll put a... Where is it? A little lumberjack flag down there. And we can put a gatherer next to it. And this space over here, assuming it's in range, which it is, this can be blueberries. Or rather, maybe we just leave that gatherer there. That actually, that works out fine for me. So we'll clear you. We'll get rid of all this. We'll connect that up. And this will be a bunch of trees, a bunch of berries, and that should be fine. As long as we don't drain the lake, this entire place will at least be irrigated, and that's what we're looking for. That's kind of all we're looking for. So hopefully it works out, because if it doesn't, it's going to be a disaster. Now, why is this still not getting built? So if we have a little look here, there's 19 homeless beavers. I wonder if it's just because I guess these guys are busy. I did prioritize those, so I'm not sure what's necessarily going on there. That is a bit weird. I don't know. I'm actually really not sure why none of that's getting built, but I'm sure it's a non-issue. Anyway, let's get you connected. And let's get rid of you, because there are some resources there that shouldn't be there. So mark you for demolition, and prioritize both, please. Just to make sure everything goes away. And then I can nicely lay out the area the way I want it to be. Which is obviously the important thing. Actually, I think I can just do that now, can't I? Yeah, so that right there is what we're going to be looking for. And that should get done in no time at all. And then pine trees, right about there. We'll do that bit until this guy goes. And oh, this has been built. Oh, that's kind of adorable, actually. I really like the little mini lodge. It's actually kind of nice. It's it's kind of a cool looking little building. It's a weird looking little building, but it's a cool looking little building too. Oh, there's two more. Yeah, I actually really like those. Those are pretty cool. Those are cool little buildings. I need to use them more. I don't know where, but I definitely need to. Oh, this is built as well. Fantastic. Okay. So logs to paper, but nothing's happening right now. You need your metal blocks, but that's not going to happen until we get a bunch of gears over here. That's fine. Food is actually fantastic in District 1 now. We have a lot of bread. And actually a whole lot of wheat as well. Oh, there goes the water. There goes the water. So we're going to lose all this wheat, but that's okay. We have all of this still, and a lot of this is still to be harvested. Which, looking at it honestly, all this says to me is we need more farmhouses. Which I wouldn't be against doing. To be completely honest, I really wouldn't. In fact, what I'd like to do is a little staircase right there. And I'd like to mark those resources for demolition. Because then we can connect this straight through. And that'll be useful, I think. I think that'll let the farmhouses sort of collaborate a little bit more. At least in theory. Yeah, that I think will help those farmhouses out a lot. So get that straight through there, get that to there. Once this one goes, that might actually be kind of a big deal. Honestly, this section of path in general is probably going to become pretty busy. So if you wouldn't mind, there we go. So there's what I'm looking for. Now we have a bit of overlap. So this farmhouse can now be a fair bit busier, which is exactly what we want it to be. So they can help each other out at least a little bit. Which is good. That's what we want. At least the food situation's not a food situation anymore. And the drought's over in less than 2 days. So I'm actually not feeling too bad about this. I'm actually quite happy about this. This is good. This is what we wanted. Let's get that area good for planting as well. That'll be a bunch of resources. That'll be a bunch of berries. And I guess now we just go ahead and get some irrigation towers. Although the large water tanks would be nice as well, but I think irrigation towers are kind of gonna be the way to go. So if I put one, say, I guess there, right? That's gonna cover that entire corner. If I put one right about there, that's gonna nicely cover that sort of upper space. And I don't like that I would need another one for that little corner, but at the same time, it probably wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to, I don't know, I guess try and cover it. So right about there. And I think that's what we're going to do, because that is going to let us just grow stuff in all of those spots. And we should have the materials to build those, which is fantastic. We also have these coming together, which is lovely. So let's go ahead and let's prioritize this one. And let's prioritize this one. And I guess we could also go ahead and build another small water tank right there. So we'll get that going. We'll go ahead and we'll do some more carrots in that space. We'll go ahead, we'll extend this path up to about there. And I'm thinking this little area down here, in fact, all of this space over here is probably going to be potatoes. That's, I think, going to be the best thing for all of this. And I'm not too sure about doing these paths here, actually, now that I think about it, because we might need more water. Because we are adding, what, 48, maybe a little bit more to this population, so I don't know, we might actually end up needing more water than we're going to have, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be as much a disaster down here as it was before the last time we grew the population a fair bit. I think this time we can probably manage. I think we'll survive. But what I will do is mark all of this space for potatoes. And I'm thinking all of this space as well for potatoes. I think that'll be pretty good. And in terms of farmhouses, I guess we go for... Well, I guess we could sort of throw it. We could throw one up in that corner. We can actually do one there, which admittedly the radius on it isn't amazing, but I think right there is pretty good. I think right about there is probably not a bad spot. Maybe down here. I actually kind of like a little farmhouse down there. And maybe another one sort of, I don't know, there? It's a bit of a weird spot. We could do it behind that thing as well. We could actually do it there. I like that spot, to be completely honest. And then we have 2 down here already. So that should be fine. That'll be a bunch of jobs for a bunch of beavers. This thing's actually up and going already, which is great. So let's throw even more potatoes into this space. So all of that space is going to be potatoes. We have full coverage on that little corner, which is great news. The drought's also over, which is also great news. So we seem to be doing okay, which is amazing. I'm actually really surprised. The water did get kind of low. It was at about 1,200 before the drought. It's now near, I don't know, whatever it was before, afterwards, like 400. So it did definitely dip, but not quite as much as I was worried it would. So that's good. I'm actually sort of surprised, pleasantly surprised, but definitely surprised. Also, little mini lodge right there. I think so. We could also do a little mini lodge here if we wanted to, and there as well. I think I'm gonna do a couple little mini lodges. I like these things. I like that they, you know, they take up a little bit of space. They're kind of nice. I'm also realizing I could have done some stairs here and put another proper house on top of these ones, but with a mini lodge, I could do a triple lodge up there. Now I've got no way of getting people up there, but I could do it. I absolutely could. Alternatively, I could just put triple lodges along the cliff and get people up into them that way. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what it is we want to do. It's not a big deal right now. But what is a big deal, actually, is we have 18 gears in District 1. We need how many for this? 20? Okay. So if we can get our hands on 2 more gears, we can go ahead and make the machine crunchy thing, the machine for turning scrap metal into metal blocks or whatever it is, which is then going to let us make a printing press, which will give us books. But now that I think about it, if we get paper, which we're making, although the building needs the building needs power, and we've put water wheels in. Oh, this isn't even flowing yet. The water from the drought is still making its way over there. Oh, that's fair enough. Okay. Basically, once this thing gets running, we'll start making paper. And then paper is something we can use in large windmills, for one, which is a big deal. But it's also usable in... Well, I don't really know what else. Oh, wait a minute. If I build a temple, we can satisfy spirituality. We should probably do that. But it's also usable in, I guess... Wait, no, that's all. It's a monument. What else can we use paper in? I mean, I know we can use it in explosives, right? That's a thing we can use it in, I think. Yeah, 3 paper into an explosives factory gives us 1 dynamite. So that's the thing we can use it in. We can use it in not a lot of other places. That's fine. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that. I just want to build everything. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not really stressed about what order we build things in. I just want to build everything. I'm also thinking that, speaking of building everything, we're going to grow everything as well. Do I want to make this carrots up here? I feel like I do. Although, if I made it, if we grow wheat up there, I mean, we would need more power. That's kind of the thing. We would need a mill and a bakery. But I mean, how much power are we generating right now? So 360, we're consuming 50. This will consume 250. And then this consumes, so if we could actually get a single mill if we wanted to. And if I put it right there, it actually will share power, I think. Hold on, if I get rid of you and I do a mill there, that'll share power with the thing next to it, although that does also need gears. So I'm going to pause construction on that so it doesn't consume anything because it's not going to get built right now. And then opposite that is where we'll do the farmhouse. And then this entire upper stretch here, I guess, could be wheat. It's not that much. It's not much wheat, but I think that would be fine. I think that'll kind of work out. So that's fine by me. I think we are going to be doing a lot of waiting in terms of the, can I get you to prioritize the pine trees, please? Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty good to me. Let's prioritize a couple of things though. Let's prioritize the farmhouses, because I think getting those built is probably a good idea, right? I think getting those over here is something we're definitely going to want. I'm also thinking that going in and changing some of our limits is a bit of an idea as well. So logs have a limit of 100. I'm going to change that to a limit of 250 so that we move a little bit more. And then we're gonna need, I don't think we need berries anymore, so we can scrap that. And then the planks, we have 32 right now. Let's bring that up to, I guess, 50, right? So that's fine. And then in terms of gears, we need 20, we need 40. So we're gonna set up another route. And we're going to start moving gears. So from here, going to district number 2, it's going to be gears. That's fine. And the limits on this will be a maximum of, I'm just going to say 20. Because the thing is that essentially means we're going to have 20 gears get delivered and immediately consumed by this guy. But it also means that we'll then deliver 20 more gears, and that'll cut off. They'll sit in here or in a warehouse, and then I can turn off that delivery and turn on this construction, and they'll get consumed by the grist mill pretty much immediately. So that works out for us. But what I do think we need to do is we need to work out storage in this space. And I think the best way to do it, honestly, will be large warehouses. But unfortunately, I can't build them on top of these guys, which is a bit of a problem. So let's be a little bit cheeky. Let's be a little bit cheeky. Let me do some platforms, and let me do a platform. And actually, I can be quite cheeky with this if I want to be. I can do this. I can do this. I can just go ahead. Oh man, this might look dumb, but it's what I'm gonna do. Prioritize you, and then prioritize you, and you. So we'll get rid of those resources. And my thinking, if this works out, is staircase here and here heading up that way, right? Although I'm not sure why they're not, are they delivering, they're delivering goods? Yeah, they're delivering stuff. Okay, let me make that a lesser priority, please, so that they actually get rid of the things I want rid of. So staircase there and there, with a path there and there, with a, this is going to look stupid, but regardless, a large warehouse there and there, and then just a little bit of path going there and there. I mean, it does look stupid, but it's also going to work. And that's kind of what we need it to do. So as stupid as it may be, in time, that should work. And that's kind of what counts. Now, what do we got here? We got logs, we got gears. Now, the gears being delivered is huge. That's actually quite a big deal. Because that means that this thing is so close to running. Which means we get metal blocks, which does annoyingly mean that we're going to need a distribution post down here. Which I guess could go over here. Or in any of these fields. But I don't really want to take up space from the fields with a distribution post. I think that'd be kind of silly. So I guess it would just sort of go, you know, there. And I think that needs to be a priority, because we're going to have to start sending, as soon as we can, we have to start sending the metal blocks back to District 1. So there's a lot of construction to do down here. There's actually genuinely a lot of things going on in District 2. With a lot of replanting going on in District 1. Good lord. Do we maybe, hold on, how many unemployed beavers are in District 1? 32. Okay. Let's get more farmhouses. I don't know that we need a lot more, but I'm definitely thinking a few more. Because at least with a few more of these things, we can plant and we can harvest that little bit quicker. I mean, we have 2 up there already. We have 2 down here. We have 2 there now, 2 there. 1 down here is probably enough. We could get another one there though, but that's not going to have a great range on it for much. So I think that'll work out. I think that's pretty good. And I'm actually really pleased with just how things are going. I've got to be honest. I'm really kind of pleased that we haven't died horribly. Although looking at the amount of water, we probably could use more. Just sort of looking at the number of, or the lack of, full water tanks. That makes me a little anxious. I've got to be honest. And then over here as well it's not low on water, but it's definitely not good as much as it once did. So what I think we should maybe do, especially in District 2, because we have quite a few unemployed beavers, is I think a holding post would be a pretty big idea for here. So right about there. And honestly, 2 of them. I don't think we need 20 haulers right now, but I think having sort of the capacity to eventually get 20 haulers could be useful. So we'll do this. We'll do this. And in terms of priorities, I mean, they can build whatever they want to build. I'm not really worried about what gets built and what doesn't right now, although this up and running is fantastic news. That's good. This right here is a good thing to have. So fantastic. We've got that bit of progress being made, which means when this thing gets built, we can start moving things back. It's weird, man. We've gone from like a place of just utter chaos and worry and stress to kind of being a little chill now. It's weird. It's really weird, kind of just being a little bit relaxed and not stressing like crazy about the game. I'm sure that'll change. I'm sure the chaos and worry and stress will return in time, in good time, I imagine, in a short period of time, honestly. But this is good. This is good. This isn't. I'm a little confused about what to do right now, but this is good.